Welcome back to another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with the Boston Bruins. We just passed the trade, or we're at the trade deadline, February 24th. We are 33, 24, and 5. We currently sit in 6th place. We're 2 points behind the Senators, but we do have 2 games in hand. So we're not in terrible shape. We did pull the trigger on a couple of moves. We'll take a look there. We'll look at this first one because it was the least important. The Rangers came to us and offered us 20-year-old Anton Olsen, a 6'1", 200-pound defenseman, in exchange for Trent Frederic. Trent, his development had basically stalled. He had dropped to a 1.5-star potential 2-star forward and had really fallen down our depth chart. So I felt, you get a 20-year-old potential 3-star defenseman, just jumped at that. So that was the first deal. The other 2 deals were moves that we had looked at previously. We'll go to and I had to adjust both of them a little bit. So initially I had offered Kasha up for Philadelphia's 2nd-round pick. They said it was close. I had to throw them back a 6th-round pick as well. They send us their 2nd. So we pick up Philadelphia's 2nd-round pick this season in exchange for Andre Kasha and a 6th-round pick. Kasha for us this season honestly was a bit of a disappointment. 6 goals, 19 assists, 25 points in 56 games. He had back-to-back pretty good seasons for us. Never reaching that 20-goal mark, but this season was a bit of a disappointment. Although his game rating was a 62, so he wasn't terrible, but the points weren't coming, so we made the decision to move on from Kasha. And then the other one was the biggie. New York Islanders, and again we had to make some adjustments here. We sent Timo Meier the rights to 22-year-old defenseman Dustin McFall and a 4th-round pick next season to the Islanders in exchange for Oliver Wahlstrom. The Meier experiment just really didn't work out in Boston. He was a +9, was averaging about a point every other game. Only had 14 goals in 60 games. Just wasn't enough for me to justify what we were going to have to pay him. Actually, you know what? Let me hang on just a second. I want to adjust my audio here a little bit. I think the first part of this video is going to be really loud, so I apologize for that. I'll have to see if I can do some editing to it, but for what we were going to have to pay him, that's just not worth it. If I'm going to pay, he wanted $10 million a year for 2 years, and if I'm going to give him $10 million a year, I want 30 to 40 goals, and I was going to get 20 this year, maybe. So we moved Timo Meier, 4th-round pick, and it was really that 4th-round pick. That was the difference. I tried a 5th, it didn't work. I tried a 6th and a 7th, it didn't work. It was really that 4th-round pick that tipped the scales. So, and Dustin McFall is a 22-year-old defenseman who plays for, I think that's CLA. Not sure where CLA is. I guess I could look. Oh, Clarkson. Okay, plays for Clarkson. And we get Oliver Wahlstrom. So Wahlstrom, a 22-year-old, 2.5-star, 4-star potential. Last year was his first full season, scored 36 points in 69 games. This year, he's on about the same pace as Meier is, 20 points in 53 games, but he's 22 and has a lot more room for growth, and it will be significantly cheaper. So Oliver Wahlstrom is your newest Boston Bruin. Let's see, were there some other deals? Yeah, there were a couple other deals. Alexander Carrier for a 5th. Let's see, what else? There were 1 or 2 decent deals. Rustalainen for Derek Grant. Nazem Kadri gets dealt again, this time to Dallas for 18-year-old Justin Cote, so he can bring his bad penalty creating in the postseason to the Dallas Stars. Wait. Yeah, he went back to Toronto. Okay, so he spent 3 seasons in Colorado, went back to Toronto, and then they traded him. All right. That's a thing. Let's see. 23-year-old Picard for a third-round pick. I thought there was one big trade. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe I was just no. I'm almost positive there was. I'm not. Is it this one? No, we talked about Duncan Keith for a fourth. We talked about that during the last episode. Oh, right here. Ryan Johansson traded from the Nashville Predators to the New York Rangers in exchange for three-star goalie prospect Olaf Lindblom. So the Rangers pick up a 30-year-old Ryan Johansson who immediately gets hurt. So those are the deadline moves. If we look at the standings, we already mentioned we're in sixth. 2 points behind Ottawa, but 2 games in hand. NHL scoring leaders, Connor, Sebastian Aho, Nathan MacKinnon, Jack Eichel, and Mark Scheifele are your top 5. Landeskog, Matthews, Pacioretty, Connor, and Capo Kakko are the top 5 in goal scoring. Kakko, a 22-year-old, 30-goal scorer, 5-star potential, really good. Kyle Connor, Aho, Riley, Scheifele, and MacKinnon are your top 5 in assists. Alex DeBrincat plays for Vancouver. I forgot about that. He was traded along with a 7th-round draft pick to the Blackhawks for Braden Holtby. So not a great deal for the Blackhawks there as they move Alex DeBrincat, who has 61 points in 62 games this year. Goaltending, Demko, Leonard, DiPietro, Hill, and Merjkins for Columbus. Elvis Merjkins top in save percentage. Demko, Shesterkin, Leonard, and Cal Peterson with Buffalo now. He was with the Kings previously. And then wins Demko, Gibson, Anderson, Konovalov, and Robin Leonard. If we look at our team in particular, Marchand, 65 points, 57 games. Couturier has slowed down a bit, 60 points in 62 games. Pasta, 54 and 57. DeBrusk continues his nice season, hit the 20-goal mark. He's got 44 points in 62 games. Coyle, 37. McAvoy, 33. Wallstrom has got 2 points in 2 games for us, including a goal. Jake Bean is a minus 10, so that sophomore slump continues. The rookies, Newhook, 21 points in 62 games. Beecher, 14 and 62 is a minus 9. Eklund with 7 points in 44 games. He's also a minus 9. So some of our young players aren't doing all that great, but they're young. So goalies, Gorgiev is 20, 16 and 3 with a 2.67 goals against, 905 save percentage. Blackwood, 13, 8 and 2, 292 and an 893. So again, our goalies are still below average, but you know, what are you going to do? Down in Providence, Swayman and Bilyalov, who we signed in the preseason. Swayman, who's the only one we're really concerned about, 17, 10, and 6, 253 goals against, and a 913 save percentage. So he's been really good. So if he can keep that up, we have some trade value in our in our goaltenders up in Boston. Offensively, Sokolov, who we picked up in a trade last season, really good year, 56 points in 66 games. Jacob Lauko, another prospect, 53 and 66. Quinn Olson, it's down to a 3.5 star, but that's okay. He was, I think, 4.5 star initially, but 3.5 star, 46 points in 66 games. Anybody else I want to look at? Kalisti is down to a 3 star. He's a minus 4. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anybody down here that is. Nope. So that's where we are. So we are on February 24th. I don't think there are any. I think because I moved, I moved, what's his name? Timo Meier. We can look to re-sign Jake DeBrusk. So he wants 5 years at 7.7. That's a lot. So if we go 5 years, it's the problem with the AI and your players here is that there's no real room for negotiation. Like I could offer him, if I offer him 7, he's gonna hate it, and it might piss him off, but yeah, he drops like 50 grand. So, like, I would be happy if I could get him at 7.5, but I don't think. Yeah, he's dropped like 60 grand a year or something like that. So let's try 7.5. Okay, so the money and term are right about where he was thinking. So if I can cut, I mean, I'm cutting about $250,000 off of each one of those years. That's a lot of money, and we have, we got to re-sign Wallstrom too. I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I can't. We're gonna have like no money to spend at all, but that's okay. We'll make do. This is gonna be it for Wagner, I think. Unfortunately, I love the mayor of Walpole, but we've got some young players that we need to start to integrate. Is there anybody on the roster that we just want to sort of offer up and see what we can get? I mean, Studnicka, and no points in 15 games, 16 penalty minutes, was a -4. What can we get if we offer up Jack Studnicka? It looks like a 4th-round pick, or I mean, Giordano's contract is only through the rest of this season. And, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have another solid defensive defenseman. This is what we did last year at the trade deadline, and it really pushed us to the Stanley Cup Finals. So that might not be a bad deal, making that move for Mark Giordano. We have the contract money, or we have the availability this season. At least I think we do. He's not bad. But we don't know much about him, and we're not confident that he's going to reach that potential. So let's go back and look at... So if we make this deal... I mean, he's been really good this year. I think I pulled the trigger on this. But if we do this, who moves to... I mean, I have to move it with Grzelcyk hurt and with Gustafsson hurt. I think that's a no-brainer. So let's go ahead and pull the trigger here. We pick up 39-year-old Mark Giordano for the stretch run. We're going to send Olsen down. We are going to replace Timmins with Giordano. And yeah, so let's look at the lines. Yeah, I'm good with that. So Pelech, McAvoy, Vakanainen, Carlo, Giordano, Bean. So we now don't have a... And when we get our defenseman back, if Bean has to sit because he's not playing well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So Giordano's probably not going to play on the power play, but he is going to play defensively. We're going to put him in there for Vakanainen. So that works. So we pick up Mark Giordano. And I think that's going to be it. Yeah, Studnicka, he was losing playing time. And is there anybody from, because I don't think I have, I've got 2 defensemen and no forwards. So, is there a forward I want to call up? The problem is, calling him up just to have him sit on the bench, I don't necessarily think that helps. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. So let's go back here. So our next game is against Columbus, but I think what I want to do is just sim ahead to the last game of the season, and then we'll play that last game of the season, which is here against the Kings, and then if we have a playoff game, we'll play that that first game that first elimination game, and if we don't make the playoffs, if we just fall off the face of the earth here over the next month and a half of the season, we'll do the postseason. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sim ahead to the 11th, and then we'll run through the final team stats, and we'll play. Where are we? We are here. So basically, I'm playing one game and then all of March. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't care. You guys don't necessarily need to see additional in-season games. So I'll go ahead and sim ahead to the 11th. We'll play that game, and then we will get to the postseason. So I'll be back. All right, we are back, and a lot of good and a lot of bad over the last month and a half. You can see we finished the season 46, 27, and 8. If you look at our schedule, can we look at our month over month? Does it show month over month? It's just team chemistry. I don't think we can. So if we just look at our schedule and we go back and we look at February, we won our last game against Columbus, and then March we only lost twice. We lost twice, I think once in overtime. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were at like 10, 2, and 2 or something in March. April, we won 2, and then we lost our last 2. And it was only a matter of time before attrition started to hit us. Injury bug hit us hard down the stretch, and I'll show you what I mean here in just a second, as Mark Giordano is finally back from injury. So we'll replace him. We'll get Giordano out there. Giordano, 7 points in 13 games, was a +4, really solid pickup for us. Let's see. You can just see by looking at who we have on the roster, Lauko, Olsen, and Sokolov, that our forward lines were decimated. And I'll show you who those players were in just a minute. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. So we lost Brad Marchand with a torn ACL. He's going to be back in 7 months, so we'll get him back for the beginning of last season. We lost Gustafsson, again, to an injury. And then we lost Sean Couturier to a torn meniscus. So we're going to be without our top line center and our top line left wing for the entirety of the postseason. Marchand, 74 points in 65 games after a 96.82 game season the year before. So we lost Marchand. That hurts. Couturier, his first season with the Bruins, a point a game, 26 goals, 48 assists, was everything we needed him to be. Of course, now we don't have him for the postseason. If we look at our roster, and I am recording, correct? Yes, if you look at our roster stats with who's left, Pastrnak led the way, 78.76 games, 37 goals. Jake DeBrusk, 29 goals, 64 points in 81 games, +32. Great season for DeBrusk, and we have him locked up long-term. Oliver Wahlstrom was really good, 15 points in 21 games since picking him up from the Islanders. We have him on the second line with Coyle and DeBrusk, so Charlie Coyle had a really solid line, so we're going to need that line to step it up for us. Alex Newhook moved up the lines a bit as the season went on, finished with 34 points in 81 games. I'll take it out of the rookie. Looks to be an offensive force going forward. We'll be a little poor defensively, but that's okay. Eklund was another one who moved up, 18 points in 63 games. And Beecher struggled a little bit. He's down to a 3-star, but if he can be a 3-star defensive grinder, again, third line, I'll be fine with that. Yegor Sokolov came up due to injury and was almost a point a game. We stuck him on the third line. Yeah, he's on the third line with Newhook and Kuraly, and he had 13 points in 18 games and was a +12 in those 18 games. So he was terrific. Jacob Lauko we called up, and we actually stuck Lauko on the first line for a bit. I think that's actually where he is right now. Yeah, well, he was until I benched him for Larson. And you can see our lines they're a mess. I mean, they're just all over the place. We've got, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that first line. I might just put Newhook up there for the postseason and run, I think maybe we do this. Larson, Newhook, Pastrnak. That gives us some offense and defense on that first line. I don't want to break up the second line. DeBrusk, Coyle, Wahlstrom, which has played pretty well. And then Eklund, Kuraly, Sokolov, and then Beecher, Wagner, Olsen, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, we suffered some major injuries. So we have some other players who are going to have to step it up. Goalie stats. Georgiev had the better season. I don't know if he's the long-term answer. Just from looking at their stats, Blackwood looks like he's the better goalie. He just hasn't performed that way yet. Georgiev, 28, 18, and 6, 263 goals against, and a 906 save percentage. Blackwood, 18, 9, and 2, 286 goals against, 892 save percentage. We finished first in the conference. Or first in the division. First in the conference, actually. Best record in the East, surprisingly enough, at 46, 27, and 8. 1 point against Buffalo. We still have a game in hand. We're going to play this game against Los Angeles and see where we end up. But looks like we're going to end up first in the conference. I don't know who that means we're going to play. We'll play our game now. Look at Vancouver. 120 points. Let's look at Vancouver real quick. I got Thatcher Demko, who's hurt. That sucks for them. DeBrincat, 81 points. JT Miller, out of nowhere, back-to-back 70-point seasons. Bo Horvat is really good. Brock Besser is really good. Quinn Hughes is really good. Elias Pettersson is really good. They are stacked at the top of their lineup. So anyway, let's get to our game, which is going to be against the Los Angeles Kings, and then we'll play that first elimination game in the postseason. So we're going to go Newhook, Larson, Pasternak, DeBrusque, Coyle, Wallstrom, Corrali, Eklund, Sokolov, Olsen, Beecher, Wagner, Pelech, McAvoy, Clifton, Carlo, Vakanainen, nope. Giordano, Carlo, Vakanainen, Clifton. In goal for us is Mackenzie Blackwood. In goal for the Kings will be Jack Campbell, 29 wins, 918 save percentage. Anze Kopitar, only 9 goals on the year. So let's get to it and play this last game of the season. Puck is cleared out of play. 3 seconds in. We are in our home blacks. So yeah, I mean, it's funny. Last season we went into the postseason as the number 8 seed. We lost Marchand for the postseason, and we made it all the way to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. This year, we win the Eastern Conference. We have the best record in the East, and we go into the postseason without Marchand. Expectations are different this season. I'd like to make the Stanley Cup Final. I don't consider it a disappointing season if we don't, because honestly, I didn't expect us to have the best record in the East. I expected us to be improved, but not have the best record in the East. So if we don't make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, I won't consider it a huge disappointment. If we lose in the first round, maybe. But I don't consider it a bad season if we don't win at all. So let's get through Game 82 here and see where we stack up and who we're going to be playing against. Early on, no score. It has been nice to see some of my youngsters get some playing time and perform. Like I completely didn't expect that out of Sokolov when I put him in there. Almost a point a game, 13 points in 18 games. Eklund's going to go for tripping. And we're pretty stacked in the upcoming draft. We've got, I think, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds. Or maybe a first, 2 second, and 2 thirds. Yeah, I think that's what I think. We have a first, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds. But that's allows us to rebuild that farm system and continue to have depth. And that's the one thing that saved us this year is we've had some depth that's allowed us to call some people up that, when we had some injuries. So, and there's the first goal of the game. Alex Newhook from Sokolov and Pelech. So the youngsters get it done, and we lead 1-0. So Newhook may move up to that second line center spot next season. I like Charlie Coyle, but I think from not performance, but from a point total, I think Newhook is probably better offensively, and Coyle's more designed to be that third line penalty kill type forward. Maybe put him as a second line power play center and have Newhook out there as the fourth forward, but getting ahead of ourselves here a little bit. And we lead 1-0 with 5 minutes left in the first. I don't want to think about next year until this year's over. And Johan Larsson is going to go for slashing, so the Kings are going to have their second power play of the game. Team is going to look different next year, though. Chris Wagner is almost assuredly going to be gone. Sean Corrali could be gone as well, and I love Sean Corrali. I'm a huge Sean Corrali fan. He doesn't score a ton, but it seems like every goal he has is big for the Bruins. He comes up huge in the postseason, so Corrali is likely to be gone. Wagner's almost definitely gone. Defensively, I think we're pretty solid defensively. We could potentially use some depth. Maybe Giordano comes back depending on what he wants as they ice it. Giordano's been pretty good, but he's probably going to want more than I want to pay a seventh defenseman. So we go to the second period up 1-0. We are out shooting them 8-7. Newhook from Sokolov and Pelech. So let's go to the second. So yeah, defensively, I think we're going to look pretty much the same. Goaltending will probably look the same, although if Swayman continues to develop between now and the start of next season, we could look to move one of our goaltenders. Oliver Wahlstrom goes for high sticking, so Kings are going to have another power play. This is their third. The forward lines are going to look different just because we've got so much young talent to come up. McAvoy is going to go for holding, so we're going to be 2 men down now for a minute and a half. Undisciplined play here by the Bruins as we're able to clear that one down. Shot by the Bruins in the corner, so we're still 5-on-3 for another 30 seconds. We're able to get it out. We kill off the 5-on-3, so we're going to be a man down for 6 seconds, and we're able to kill that one off. So the Kings are now 0 for 4 on the power play. Carlo's going to go for high sticking, so we go right back on the PK. This is not what you want. But so far, so good with our PK. Although they are going to score eventually if you keep giving them these opportunities. And there's a breakaway opportunity saved by Blackwood, and we're able to clear that one out. That's going to just about do it on the power play here. We're now 0 for 5. And they score right at the end of the power play. Anze Kopitar from Andre Palat. Andre Palat plays for the Kings now. Anze Kopitar, I just mentioned how he only had 9 goals. Well, now he's got 10. It's 1-1. That's what happens when you give up PK after PK after PK after PK. They had 5 power plays so far in this game. Let's say drink my coffee. Kings looking to get the lead, and they're not able to as we finally get the puck out. But the Kings are dominating play here in the second period. Shot blocked. We get it back. And we lose it. Midway through the game, 1-1. Shot goes wide. And we go offsides. DeBrusk offsides there. .8:30 left. Opportunity for Pasternak is turned aside by Campbell. Shot held on to by Blackwood. And that one's iced by the Kings. Oh, not iced by the Kings. They're able to get to the puck first. And Sean Durzi is going to go for tripping, so we get our first power play of the game. Are we able to get a goal here and break the tie? Not yet. Nope, the Kings are able to turn that one aside, and we do. We get the game. We get the tie-breaking goal on the power play. Pasternak from Newhook and McAvoy. So we're up 2-1 with 4:40 left in the second period. Shot save. Shot save, shot save. So a couple opportunities by the Bruins. That one's cleared out of play. That one's kicked aside by Campbell. We're down under 3 minutes left, and we are up 2-1. Breakaway opportunity by DeBrusk is saved by Campbell. Another opportunity by Pasternak is turned away by Campbell. So we've tipped the ice a little bit here since the beginning of that period. All those power plays for the Kings really did a number on us. Under a minute, that one goes wide. And that's about it for the second period. Shot on as the clock expires, and we are up 2-1. We are being we're out shooting them 19-14, and we lead 2-1. Newhook with a goal and an assist in this one. Shot deflected out of play. 8 seconds into the third. And that one goes offsides. Cleared down deep. The Kings have it. Pass down deep. No scoring here in the third. Just over 2.5 minutes in. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can expect... I mean, I'm hoping for good things in the postseason, but I don't know how you can expect it when you're without your, 2 of your top 3 scoring forwards for the entirety of the postseason. So some of these other players are going to have to step up. If they do, great. If they don't, it is what it is. I mean, I don't want to say we have a built-in excuse, but we have a built-in excuse. Asta with a shot that is deflected away. Another opportunity for Pastrnak, and that one is kicked aside. Bruins have the puck. Shot, save, and deflected out of play. So once this game is over, we'll take a look at who we're playing in the first round of the playoffs. We'll look at their stats and that sort of thing, and we'll go from there. We'll play we'll look at all the box scores for the games and whatnot, but we'll actually play the elimination game. So midway through the third, it's still 2-1. Down under 10 minutes. A lot of play in the neutral zone here over the last couple minutes. Cleared in deep by the Kings. Opportunity for Eklund. Shot held onto. Face off to the left of Campbell. Face off won by the Bruins. Shot doesn't make it through. Kings take it back. Save by Blackwood. Save by Blackwood. Mackenzie Blackwood's played pretty well. I don't want to toot his horns. I don't want him to give up a stupid goal, but he's played pretty well so far in this one through the first 55 minutes. Bruins are able to get it out. 6 minutes left in this hockey game. We're up 2-1. Get it back and clear it down deep. A lot of... Oof. Blackwood holds on to that one, thankfully. Bruins get it back and are forced to ice it. So pressure being put on by the Kings here late in the third period. Blackwood with a couple more saves. We're able to finally take it away. 2.5 minutes left. And the Kings steal it away with 2 minutes left. A lot of defense standing up in front of Blackwood, though. So Eklund has it. And Carlo's going to go for hooking. So the Kings are going to be a man up for the last minute 10. Face-off won by the Bruins and brought down into the Kings zone. Shot, save, and the Kings are going to come down now with 30 seconds left. Blackwood has it, plays it out to center ice, and shot is deflected out of play. Shot, empty net goal. 5 seconds left in this one. Yegor Sokolov from John Beecher. And we are going to win this hockey game 3-1. Excellent. So we finish up strong. Charlie McAvoy had 2 assists. Yegor Sokolov had a goal and an assist. Alex Newhook had a goal and an assist. So good way to end the season. They were 0 of 6 on the PK, or on the power play. Mackenzie Blackwood stopped 22 out of 23 shots. Very, very nice. So that takes us to the postseason. So let's see who we are going to be playing. Our next game is, let's just sim ahead a day. So 8. Who are we playing? Let's look at standings. The playoffs aren't ready yet. Okay. I guess we'll just sim ahead a day. It'll just sim ahead, I think, to our next game. All right. So does it show yet? Standings, nothing yet. So let's just continue. So we finished 47, 27, and 8. I will take that. Does it say when our next game is? No, it doesn't. So we'll just injury, healthy player. So we need to call Gustafson back up. Let's go to our lines, or go to our roster, rather. And we are going to replace Clifton with Gustafson. And do we want to send Lout? Yeah, I mean, we may. I don't want to keep 3 defensemen up, though. I mean, that's 3 additional defensemen up. That's ridiculous. But if I have to send Timmins or Clifton down, I have to put them both on waivers, and Lauko, I don't. So, all right. Let's see if we can finally get to a game here. It sucks to see all those 3- and 4-star players injured. Losing Grzelcyk for the year right off the bat was brutal. But we have some good defensemen. So we're playing the Detroit Red Wings. All right, so let's look at Detroit. They come in 40, 33, and 9. They are led by, they got some good young talent. Moritz Seider, who's out day to day. Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond, Antti Tuomisto, Anthony Mantha, Philip Zadina. Freddie Anderson is their goalie. Had a good year, 34 and 17, 256, 922. Joe Veleno. Bit of a disappointing season, I think. Dennis Chalowski, Philip Roenick, Kirill Kaprizov, who was traded in the middle of a Rookie of the Year campaign, traded from Minnesota to Detroit. Michael Rasmussen, Tyler Bertuzzi, Nick Leddy, Neil Pionk, Dzingel, Paul Stastny, 37-year-old Paul Stastny. Charlie Lindgren is their backup goaltender. They got Dmitry Kulikov and Luke Glendening and blah, 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 blah. But they got some good young talent. They were led by Mantha, 32 goals, 32 assists, 64 points. Dylan Larkin, 60 and 82. Stastny had 43 points in 73 games. They don't score a lot, this team, so certainly not as much as us. So we are a better team and should handle them, but we will see how it goes. So let's go ahead and go back to the Bruins. Let's play the next day. And we win 2-0. Excellent. So Corrali gets us on the board first from Larson and Pasternak. DeBrusk his first from Coyle. We win 2-0. And Georgiev stopped all 19 shots he faced for the shutout. Fantastic. So 1-0 lead. Play game 2. And we win that one 4-2. And we take a 2-0 series lead. And I want to save this before it crashes because it has crashed on me a few times. So we'll take a look at the box score in a second. Wahlstrom from Pasternak and Larson. They tied it. Bertuzzi shorthanded from Pionk. And we scored 3 in the second. Eklund from Sokolov and McAvoy. Pasternak from McAvoy and Newhook. Coyle from DeBrusk. They scored a goal early in the third period, but we made it hold on. Georgiev 24 out of 26. So we are up 2-0. Let's play game 3. And we are up 3-0. So we will be playing game 4 as an elimination game. If we win it, that'll be the end of the episode. If we lose it, that'll be the end of the episode, and we'll come back next time and play game 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box score. So Pasternak, a goal and 2 assists. Giordano, a goal and an assist. Gustafson, a goal. No scoring in the first. Gustafson from Carlo and Pasternak. Pasternak from Larson, who's played really well. 3 assists. Put us up 2-0. Vakanainen would score. They would get within 3-1. And then Giordano and Quinn Olsen would score to put us up the final 5-1. So a lot of green here, which is nice. Green and blue is what you're looking for. Georgiev continues to play well. Stopped 25 out of 26 shots, and we are up 3-0. So anything we want to do here? Oh, so let's look at some of the nominees. Hart Trophy, McDavid, McKinnon, and Sebastian Aho. Vezina, Freddie Anderson, John Gibson, Thatcher Demko. Norris Trophy, Parayko, Heiskanen, and Quinn Hughes. Calder Trophy, Arthur Kaliev, Jasper Weatherby, and Kent Johnson. Executive of the Year, Jim Benning, Joe Will of Anaheim, and Stevie Y. Selke, Barkov, Teravainen, and Dominic Simone. Lady Byng, Austin Matthews, Morgan Riley, and Connor McDavid. Mark Messier, Bo Horvat, Drew Doughty, and Steven Stamkos. Ted Lindsay, McDavid, McKinnon, Aho, and the Jack Adams, Blaine Forsythe, David Quinn, and Todd Reardon. I'm surprised we're not up there, but it is what it is. Not a big deal. So let's continue. We'll go on to the next game. We'll play Game 4. All right, so Game 4 at Detroit, looking to sweep the Detroit Red Wings. Newhook, Larson, Pasternak, DeBrusk, Coyle, Wallstrom, Kuraly, Eklund, Sokolov, Olsen, Beecher, Wagner, Pelech, McAvoy, Gustafsson, Carlo, Vakanainen, Giordano. Georgiev in goal. Frederick Anderson for them. Georgiev with a .958 save percentage so far. Pasternak with 6 points in 3 games. So let's go ahead and get to it and see if we can close out the Red Wings here in Game 4. Breakaway right off the bat. 3 shots on goal against Georgiev. 4 shots on goal. He stops them all. So Pelech is going to go 5 minutes for fighting, along with somebody else. I'm not sure. Can't see the penalty box yet. Another shot on Georgiev is held on to. Let's get the box score. Who got 5 for fighting for them? Right there. Philip Hronek against Adam Pelech. So we're being outshot 5-0 here early on. The puck is missing. There we go. The puck vanished there for a minute, which was making it hard to follow. So the Red Wings with the first 6 shots on goal here. Georgiev has held them at bay thus far. I'm just looking to end it. You never want to give that team another shot. So I just want to get this game out of the way, win it, and move on to the next round. Shot is blocked. Pasta comes down, has the puck taken away. Detroit's dominating this one early on. We're sleepwalking into Detroit here in Game 4. There's our first opportunity. Shot score. Oliver Wahlstrom from Yegor Sokolov. 1-0 Bruins on our 3rd shot of the game. Sokolov continues to get it done. The ratings aren't as good as some of the other players, but he's producing, so and you got to leave him out there. And they tied. Is that Dylan Larkin? Yep, Larkin from Mantha and Kulikov has tied it at 1. Dylan Larkin is a fantastic hockey player. He's one of those players that you watch, who's not Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby or that sort of thing. You just watch him and go, man, I'd love to have a player like that on my team. Shot saved by Anderson. Wonder if Freddie's having flashbacks to those Maple Leaf series against the Bruins. Shot deflected. Doesn't make it through. That one's deflected out of play as well. Held on to by Anderson. Very choppy first period here. A lot of puck stoppages. We keep winning the draw, and Anderson keeps holding on to the puck. Stolen away by the Bees. Stolen right back by Detroit and cleared in deep. is going to be iced by the Bruins. We're down to 5 minutes left in the first. And that one's cleared out to center ice. 2 more shots on Georgiev, and Detroit is able to take a 2-1 lead. Erik Haula from Lucas Raymond and Michael Rasmussen giving them a 2-1 lead. They've got 12 shots on goal. They are peppering Georgiev here in the first period, trying to hold on for their playoff lives as they trail 3-0 in the first round. Offsides. Going to be considered icing. It is. Shot held onto by Georgiev. Face off to his left this time. Bruins win the draw, able to get it out of the zone. DeBrusk has it taken away, and that one's deflected into the seats. Save Anderson. Deflected into the penalty box. Detroit looking to extend a 2-1 lead down to the final 30 seconds of the first, and that will do it. So they outshoot us 13-10 in the first period. They get goals from Haula and Larkin. We get a goal from Wahlstrom. 2-1 Detroit after 1. Shot, and we tie it up 48 seconds into the period. Sean Kuraly, it says unassisted, but I don't believe it was unassisted. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Kuraly just stole it and shot it home. I don't know. But I had mentioned earlier that Kuraly's known for his big goals. Well, there's another one as he ties this one in the second period. Ryan Dzingel is going to go for high sticking, and we go on the power play. Is going to be cleared down. Opportunity to take the lead here. Shot, save. It's cleared into the zone by the Bruins and deflected out of play. 30 seconds left on the power play. And the Red Wings are able to kill it off. No, they are not. I don't know if that's going to be considered a power play goal or not. That was right at the end of the penalty, but Jake DeBrusk from Oliver Wahlstrom gives us a 3-2 lead. He scored 2 goals in the first 3.5 minutes of the second period to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. One is deflected. Shot goes wide. Behind the net, a scrum. Bruins get it out. Save Anderson. Bruins are offsides. Almost at the midway point of the second period. We're up 3-2. That one is kicked out. Anderson kicks that into the corner. One-on-one opportunity turns into a 1-on-3. And Georgiev holds on to that one. So midway through the hockey game, we are up 3-2. We're looking to advance to the Eastern Conference, the second round. Eastern Conference semifinals, I guess. Number 1 seed Bruins. We came in last year as the number 8 seed, and we went to the Stanley Cup. We come into this season as the number 1 seed. Without our 2 top point producers in Marchand and Sean Couturier. So, trying to get it done elsewhere. Pasta's led the way, 6 points to the first 3 games of the series. Anderson holds on to that one. Shot, save. Anderson is able to make the save there. Shot from the point, kicked out by Freddie. Bruins steal it. Not able to get a shot off that time. We're down to the final 5 minutes of the second period. We scored 2 goals in the first 3.5 minutes of the period to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. 2-on-1 is turned aside, and iced. Bruins have it, get it out of their zone. Anderson holds on to that one, face off to his left. Charlie Coyle tossed out of the penalty box in the draw anyway, but Detroit takes it back. Anderson makes the save. Shot from the point, Anderson makes the save. Breakaway opportunity for Detroit, and Georgiev stops that one. And Michael Rasmussen's going to go for unsportsmanlike conduct, so we're going to have a power play here that may carry over into the second period if we don't score. Shot from the point, and we don't score. So we're going to go to the third, up 3-2 on the power play for a minute 14. So we had goals from Wahlstrom, DeBrusk, and Corrali broke the tie, and we are out shooting them 24-19 through 2 periods. Let's go to the third and see if we can extend this lead and end this season of the Detroit Red Wings. Shot goes wide, and the Red Wings are able to kill off the rest of the power play. Bruins ice it. Minute and a half in, face off to the left of Georgiev. Shot makes it through, but Georgiev's up to the task. It's deflected out of play. That one's iced as well. Or I guess it wasn't icing. I guess it was deflected. Shot. First one goes wide. Georgiev makes the save on the second. 5 minutes gone in the third. We're up 3-2. Bruins win the race to that one. Shot, and Frederick Anderson makes a couple of saves. Another tough save. It's deflected into the seats. Face off outside the Bruins zone. Coyle has it, tries to get a shot. He can't. Breakaway opportunity for the Red Wings is saved by Georgiev. And Anderson holds on to that one. Wahlstrom with it, loses it. 11-minute mark, or I guess the 9-minute mark of the third period. Still 3-2, no scoring here in the third. Deflected out of play. And the Bruins ice it. Johan Larsson guilty of icing that time. Detroit with an opportunity, and the Bruins are able to show some solid defense there and turn it away. 8.5 minutes left. Still 3-2. Anderson makes the save. Deflected out of play. Ooh, Detroit with an opportunity there. Shot goes wide. That shot goes wide. Shot from the point is saved by Georgiev. Bruins bring it down now. 6.5 left to go. Another breakaway opportunity for the Red Wings, and the Bruins are forced to ice it. The Red Wings turning on the pressure here in the third period. Bruins are able to get it out. Final 5 minutes of Game 4. We have a 3-2 lead and a 3-0 lead in the series. Bruins have it now. We're under 4. Down to the 3-minute mark. Deflected into the seats. Shot, and that one's held on to by Georgiev. Detroit hasn't pulled their goalie yet. Bruins have the puck. Slowly bring it up ice. We're down to a minute left, taken away by the Red Wings, taken back by the Bruins. Down to the final 30, and Paul Stastny is going to go for hooking, and that should just about do it on the Red Wings season. And that will do it as we hold off the Detroit Red Wings in this one 3-2, and we win the series 4-0. So Oliver Wahlstrom picked up a goal from Sokolov. Larkin would then score from Mantha and Kulikov. Haula would score from Raymond and Rasmussen. They'd go into the second up 2-1. Corrali would score an unassisted goal 49 seconds in, and then Jake DeBrusk would break the tie just a few minutes later. And that would be it. That's all the scoring. Nothing in the third. So not great ratings for us across the board. We had a couple players who played pretty well. DeBrusk with a really solid offensive performance. Pasternak good across the board. But Georgiev continues to play lights out in the postseason, stopping 25 out of 27. We go for 3 on the power play. They didn't have a power play, so we win. So let's just move on and see who we're going to be playing in the second round. And then we will call it an episode. So the next episode will be either either our elimination and basically we'll either play 2 rounds or we'll play we're going to play 2 rounds either way. Either we win 2 rounds and we go to the Stanley Cup Finals, which will be the following episode, or we play 1 episode or play 1 game, lose, get knocked out of the playoffs, and we do the postseason, or we play 2 rounds, we lose the second one, and then we end it there, and then the off season is the following episode. So next episode will either be 2 games with the Stanley Cup Final ahead of us, 2 games with the off season ahead of us, or 1 game and the off season. So we're going to be taking on the 41, 33, and 8 Ottawa Senators. If we take a quick look at them, Tim Stützle. They've got some really young talent as well. Carson Lambos, Thomas Chabot, Brady Tkachuk, Morgan Riley with Ottawa this season, Eric Brandstrom, and Roby Harvey are their plus 3.5 star plus players. Colin White, Logan Brown, Josh Norris, Joel Farabee with Ottawa. Brady Shea, their goalie, Matt Murray, played 62 games this season. Look at their stats just really quickly. Riley led them in points with 65. Logan Brown was 76. Logan Brown had 65. Alex Galchenyuk hasn't been traded 12 times in this, plays for Ottawa, had 58 points. Brady Tkachuk, 52. Brian Rust with 40. So that's the Ottawa Senators, and that's who we will play in the Eastern Conference Finals. So as always, guys, leave me a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts. Your comments and your reactions are, that's what keeps the series going and keeps them in YouTube's algorithm. As the first game of this playthrough has reached almost 1,000 views already, which for me is just ridiculous. I never thought I'd have anything go that far. So thank you. And until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye-bye.